Hey everyone, FoxyBard here. No excited intro today, as the story I have to tell doesn't really warrant it. This is another of my own stories, and one that hurt me pretty badly. Others may have worse horror stories than this, but the ramifications of this one have stuck with me to this day. I wanted to give some further context and reasoning as to why I stopped playing in the group I had previously been involved with for a few years. And the problem is really a very simple one: Gus. For greater context, all the games with this group were played at his house. Now, as stated in my bio, I'm a trans woman, but these problems honestly started before I'd even come out. In the Kingmaker game, he had decided that my character's name sounded somewhat like a salacious sex act, and would only refer to her as such. It got so bad that it spread to others in the party, but none of them stuck on it quite as badly as Gus did. I still managed to have fun in the campaign, obviously, but it set a poor tone. A later incident of the same nature happened with a Rapanathuk campaign. I was playing a dwarf woman named Regina, which is a pretty common name. Unfortunately, if you change the pronunciation around just a bit, it becomes Regina, and I don't think I need to tell you what that sounds like. He so refused to use her correct name that I had to change it to Ravina instead, just to get him to stop. Luckily, that character is one of my favorites, who I still bring back from time to time. But this is only the start to this particular story. Now, when I started playing with this group, I was still in the closet, outwardly identifying as male, long hair, big old denial beard, the works. I had realized I was trans, and was playing almost entirely female characters, but I hadn't yet come out or started my transition at all. There was a while where I had to take a break from the group due to work schedules conflicting, but when I finally did come back, it was as a girl. They were mostly accepting and tried to get everything right, so that was encouraging. But obviously, I wouldn't be telling you about all this if there wasn't an issue. And that issue was Gus. Gus's attitude toward the women around him was very possessive, in a way that wasn't very healthy. He was always flaunting his girlfriend, Jess, in front of the table, groping her without asking, always telling her what to do and how to play, taking advantage of her to do everything around the house, that sort of thing. What's more, it extended to the other players. The other girl playing, who was Gus's ex, had started to date someone, a pretty nice guy, but after meeting Gus once, they broke up. I'm not privy to what happened in that conversation, but the timing was too convenient. This had already made me mildly uncomfortable, but I stayed because my partner at the time really liked the group, and I didn't want to abandon them. We spoke in private, but it was never quite enough. Where that edge finally slipped, for me, was a session or two after I had come out to the party. Gus, who had previously been nothing but respectful to me, began to treat me lesser. He began to make jokes at my small chest, tease me for things he perceived as only girls doing, said I should flash the table, show off my panties, the works. All of the respect he had was just gone. I confronted him about it, and he said, "I'm just treating you like any other woman. You should be happy." And that's when I realized it wasn't just Jess or the other girl. It was how he saw all women. I did not return the next week, and haven't even really spoken to him since. My partner at the time ended up leaving the group a few weeks later after we talked about it. It was something as a shock to me. I had only just started living my life as a woman, and I never had to be directly exposed to the overt sexism that a lot of men can have. I've heard about it plenty and believed all the stories I'd been told, but this was my first direct encounter. It wouldn't be my last, but watching someone who respected me turn into the worst human I knew was disheartening. I didn't play any TTRPGs for quite a while after that. but I'm glad I did eventually come back. I know this story didn't have much to do with RPGs, but it's definitely the most horror story I've ever had, and it shaped my personal perception of sexism in a much more concrete way. It was hardly the worst experience anyone's had with something like this, but it was the first time I had to confront how someone you thought was nice can be terrible to women when he thinks you're not looking. Thank you for listening. I've never told this story before. I love you all, my dear adventurers, and I look forward to more fun stories to tell. As always, please let me know what you thought in the comments. It feels weird to ask for likes on a video like this, but I've got to do all those YouTube things. Please subscribe for more content, most of which is a lot more fun than this, and make sure to click the bell notification icon if you want to be alerted when I upload new videos. Until next time, adventurers.